the stone beneath my feet, where the demons fester and pray for our defeat. I see smoke on the hot wind shimmer, souls unrestrained in desperate need of a final hellfire to burn the past and set them free. Through the fear, through the heart that's broken, our world lies in wait for me. Every tear, every scar left open. This is the taming of the beast. Oh, let this war you started. Oh, stitch this wound with bloodshed. You are my wicked victory. Draw me to the light. Let the curse be lifted. We can rise above the roar. With the bite of every devil we fell before. Drown them out. Let the fog give way to clarity. There is power in the strain of every drop I bleed. I am the venom and the cure. Take me through the fear, through the heart that's broken. Our world lies in wait for me. Every tear, every scar left open. This is the taming of the beast. Oh, let this war you started. Oh, stitch this wound with bloodshed. You are my wicked victory. Victory! Pain subsides, sins unpunished, made pure beneath the knife. Cleanse and signature, the great divine. We seal our future in a blaze of white. Through the fear, through the heart that's broken. Every tear, every scar left open. This is the taming of the beast. Oh, let this war you started. Oh, stitch this wound with bloodshed. You are my wicked victory.
Okay, that's enough of that, I think. Let's get into it. We're pink mode again. I keep forgetting that it's really supposed to be red, but it doesn't get picked up by the camera like that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but listen. My expertise, as it were, lies within the audio portion of it, which is still awful. Let's be honest here, but that's, once again, I got to reiterate this every time I think about it, but it's just part of what the stream is, man. It's just awful. That being said, I did play with the audio levels of the stream, so I think now that everything kind of looks better on my end, it's going to sound better. You're going to hear stuff in the background a little bit better. So we're constantly, we're striving to improve by like millimeters each time. That's kind of the goal, is to improve the stream with as little effort as I can immediately put in, basically, is my goal. I am very sick right now. Well, I'm on the tail end of being very sick. My voice sounds kind of it feels scratchy to me. Hopefully it doesn't get picked up like that. Like I can talk like a normal human being. But I got 3 beverages going, so we'll be well lubricated for me to yap. And it feels like I've gained an extra 200 pounds, and then I have like a small child sitting on my shoulders. Like everything's it's rough, but we're good. I don't have COVID. I got tested today for that. But this is, I think, the worst I felt since the beginning of the year when I had fucking bronchitis. So we'll take it. We're here to stream. You get to hear me sounding rough and gruff because we're playing Gacha games today because it's Thursday. And that's when 90% of the ones that I play tend to update. So we fucking just might as well jump into it in a sec. So we're going to be doing Girls Frontline first, just because I can get over it. We might as well start off with some feet. Then we'll jump into Azur Lane because it's going through 7th anniversary. I'm not really going to play anything for it. But we haven't done any gambling yet. Well, we're going to gamble on both of these. And then we'll jump into Arc Knights afterwards. Because that one's a little bit more play centric, I guess, is the best way I'm gonna frame it. So we're gonna gamble on feet, then we're gonna gamble on 2D Gooner shit, and then we're just gonna fucking play through the worst game mode that is in Arc Knights. Now they've improved it since, and I'll kind of explain it as we get there. But for now, we will play the still going through retarded amounts of controversy Girls Frontline 2, because I have it open already. So we all get to suffer through it with me. So today, new update. We have Nikita, who we're just gonna gamble on it, and then we're gonna play a couple of the the event stuff, I guess, is really what it is. Because those stages are probably insanely easy that I can auto through them, but we're gonna do something worse. We're gonna use my half functioning brain to do it. So for now, we're gonna dump fucking everything I have into it. So we got nothing from this. Now, easiest way to tell you got something is the lights in the tunnel at the very beginning. If they're gold, then you got gold stuff. So we got nothing. Okay, we got new shitty 1-star gun. So we'll just skip through it until something good happens. It's actually not. It's not more than normal brain function. Normal brain function, I would say, is about 30% of my potential brain capacity, and we're running at like maybe 10% right now. Like I have to think about it. Nothing. But we're gonna trigger my dopamine rush through virtual gambling. Okay, there we go. We got something third roll. Now it could be nothing. It could be a dupe, because this game is fairly unfair, I find, with giving you stuff early. We'll just have to click through and see. Yeah, so we got a Moss and dupe. Yeah, we can skip all the rest of it. We already have Nemesis. Okay, so we got something, but it's not what we want. So I still have like 150 rolls, so we just keep going. Nothing. There's gonna be a lot of this tonight, especially with Azur Lane, because I have like unlimited. Well, not really unlimited, but like I have a lot of resources in Azur Lane to gamble. I do in this one too. I find that like it's like very rare that I go under 100 rolls. Now it looks like we are going to be doing that here, but it is pretty generous with the amount of bullshit it gives you. Okay, here it goes. The one maybe. I'm gonna switch to the other drink. Spilling myself like a fucking toddler. Yeah. Alright, so my 100% collection rate continues. That's a good thing, I think. Alright, cool. And we're still above 100, technically. So it's good. This is a good thing, I think. Now, that being said, to quote a very infamous YouTuber / games journalist, air quotes, that being said, we're kind of in this weird, as you may have seen online, or had me yap about in the past, we're kind of in a weird little fucky state with Girls Frontline right now, because, yeah, there's nothing I could do. We might hear that a little bit later when we get to Arc Knights, don't worry. Oh, yeah. That being said, and there's nothing that you could do, is the two famous lines. So we're going to do the supply missions. So you have the challenge, which we don't have probably for another week yet. There's the story missions, which I'm not going to bother with right now. Because this is the not Christmas event, but this is like some random holiday event, so I don't give a fuck about it. But we're going to do the supply missions, and that's because these are the ones that give you the most of these, like, event currency. Because those are the ones that you need to buy all of, like, the skins and stuff like that to come with it. You only get gun skins. You have to pay cash for the character skins. Until they give us the skin gacha that they're going to be introducing. So the Brown Dust controversy is no more male characters, and they might gender bend the current ones. I haven't played any Brown Dust games, so I've only seen the Gooner stuff. I haven't actually, and a bit of the gameplay. So I haven't, like, we're gonna trivialize this whole thing by using the two characters that matter, which are Lukai and Vector, which kind of, like, make any difficulty in this game irrelevant. And I was actually talking with someone about this earlier today too, and that like, they trivialize everything. Like, pretty much every enemy's weak to, like, toxic, and you'll see with Vector, she basically does, like, a full map AoE damage thing. So basically we're just stacking damage, and then it's done. You can play, like, right now these guys are all, like, fucking low level anyway, so it's like I could just fucking fall asleep and hit auto, and then I'd do it without, mission would be done in 10 seconds, but we're just gonna wipe the map in 2 moves probably. Maybe less than that. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, and then the other enemies haven't spawned in yet, so we're just gonna move people and then just waste turns. We're gonna XCOM this shit and just stay out of cover like a fucking moron. There's sniper. Oh no, there was guys in the corner. I didn't see that. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. I just assumed it didn't spawn in. So I wasted a turn, but we're good. It doesn't matter. See? Too easy. Done. And then we move on. We get basically like 3 shots at this because there's like a currency tied to the supply mission stuff. But it doesn't matter. Nothing matters when I can just click twice and just nuke the map. Okay, we're gonna leave one guy alive because she can't drive that far. Okay, so he's in cover, so we're just gonna firebomb him then. all because so that's sort of the problem with like waifu culture when it applies to gacha games, is that like it's like people grow like almost like alarmingly parasocially attached to these characters, right? And that's more of like a society problem, I'd say, right? Because it's like you're you know like where's the major audience of these games for the most part, right? It's like Asia, and those are places that got like places like Japan, Korea, like big city China, stuff like that, right? Where it's just like the quote unquote male loneliness epidemic is like a little bit more serious there, I guess. Oh, he survived. Okay, not for long. So yeah, the quote-unquote male loneliness epidemic is like a real thing there. Like you have guys who probably would like go through their entire life like never talking to a woman that's like not a relative, or like a store employee or something like that, right? Like you hear all these like horror stories about like fucking NEETs and stuff like that, right? That like put us to shame over here in the West. But that being said, it turns into this like insane parasocial shit they got going on, and it's like really fucked up to like see and hear about that, because it's like that like they grow parasocially attached to these characters, and then like this game too, right? Like it was a big controversy with Diane, who I will point out in a sec here. Her. Maybe I'll just pull her up where you can see the whole full body. But that's like an actual, like she's based, or her original character is based on a, like a Chinese-made assault rifle. So there's like very popular in the Chinese contingent of the audience for this Chinese targeted game, to be fair. And like the backstory in the, not even in like the Chinese release, I watched a whole bunch of stuff on it, and it was during like the beta testing for it. And when they were introducing the first batch of characters, and they were talking about how, like, she interacted with a man, and if you really read into it, right, like they had like a friendly relationship, because he was like a terrorist or something like that, and then he was so moved by her music that he decided to like not be a terrorist, and then she like helped him turn himself in or something like that, like something very trivial like that. And that was like, nope, it's cuck shit now. You ruined our character, you violated our waifu, and we're gonna like protest the game. And it got to the point where other games, specifically from what I understand, is not Operation, is it Operation Snowblind or something like that, whatever that one is, Snowblind, the one that kind of like looks like Nikkei a little bit. They were marketing themselves as like, they had like subtle marketing in the States that was just like, oh, why would you play the cuck game when you can play our game, which is like, just a waifu collector. And then they had their own controversy recently because there was like a story plot where, Operation Snowbreak. You're right. Snowblind is a PS2 game. That sucks ass. Maybe Snowbreak sucks ass too. I don't know, but I've never played it. So we can play 5. I'll throw it back down there too. We'll trivialize this as well. And like there was something to do with like a there's a character that's like an NPC that can transform into like other people, Project Snowblind playthrough. Yeah, we'll do that. If it's available on PC, we'll figure it out. If not, I'll try to find a way to emulate it because, I'm gonna steal it. Who cares? Fuck them. But anyway, yeah, fucking. Snowbreak, yeah. So the character could transform into it's a character that can transform into other people, and so like she transformed into one of the playable characters, and then like fucked a villain character. $1 on Steam. All right, that'll be something for next week, and we'll add it to the list. That'll be part of the content going forward. Is fucking Project Project Snowblind. $1 whole. Alright. But anyways, yeah, so that's it sort of went through its own controversy, which is ironic considering that was how it was marketed on, right? But whatever. It's all dumb. It's all dumb and parasocial. 97 cents, alright. We got new content. More content for the stream. See, we don't have to use a healer for this one, but I'm Colfine's top guy, so I gotta use her when I can. Hopefully she doesn't fucking die on me here. Oh, go here. No, let's move her. Fuck it. Do that. I'll punch this guy, and we got one more left. And then that's basically like the daily gamut, aside from like a handful of just like stuff you can do automatically, which is nice. It really is kind of like a not a sloppy XCOM. I don't want to give that, like, don't want to knock it like that, but it like I said last time we kind of played through it. It's like obviously it does play a lot like XCOM. It's tactical, cover-based, you know, turn-based strategy game, right? Which is cool, and I enjoy it for that. But it doesn't have like that stupid, like, not really stupid, but like the randomness aspect of it when it comes to like being able to like hit shots and stuff like that. I find with like XCOM is like very imbalanced from time to time, and you know, like there's that big mod, I forget what they called it, but it's like a like it's like the Forever War or something like that, but it's like big basically rebuild for the first XCOM, and by like the first XCOM I mean like the remake, quote unquote, right? So in like that one I feel like it's a little bit more balanced when it comes to like dealing with like the randomness stuff. This is the PvP shit, so we're just gonna auto through this for the most part. But I only need to do it once, and we can always just pick some random low level pity shitter. And we're gonna knock in 2 turns anyway. But whatever, I digress. Anyways, yeah, basically that's the danger of gacha games is cuck drama, I guess, for the most part, right? And it hasn't really, you hear mutterings about it with things like Azur Lane and fucking like Nikke and stuff like that, but like Azur Lane doesn't have other male characters. Oh, there's one, but he's like he's dead, and you only see him in like backstory shit, which is kind of cool, I guess. But like, and the only reason I say it's cool is because it saves you from having to go on like fucking 4chan and suffer through that sort of thing. get all our reward shit. So anyways, that's like the daily grind, and or you just jump into these like supply missions, do a bunch of those. And these are the resources for like upgrading guns and gun women, which we need. I also have like retarded amounts of them, so we're just gonna farm that, do what we gotta do, and blah blah blah, and then we're done there. And then lastly, the most important part is you go to public area, go to dormitory, and then you stare at feet for 5 minutes, and then bribe women with gifts. All right, let's check out the foot situation. 10 out of 10. This is proprietary technology, guys. I gotta stress that every time. It's important. It's important that you know that they're like, we gotta target those foot fetishists, guys. Gotta put that tech in, bro. So yeah, if you ever want to have, unless you make it yourself, obviously, but if you ever want to have this like docking sheerness, apparently you gotta pay money to fucking the guys who girls frontline, because they own that. That's their tech. Very cool, guys. Good job. I think we can claim that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's clicking through. So we gambled, did the daily grind, yada 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 yada. Okay, that's girls frontline. All right, that was nice and fast. So now let's move on. So you get to stare at my fucking dying face while I fucking Alt F4 out of this shit, and then click E on another thing and wait a sec. But yeah, it's hilarious that they're doing that. They're gonna be fucking gender bending characters, fucking brown dust. And I guess like I could kind of see that working as well too, since they've leaned in so hard on like the goon shit, right? Compared to other games. Like now, what we're about to dive into, they've also fucking like turned it up to 11. Because you're gonna see some tits sway, and you're gonna see some other, 13 plus shit, I guess, according to the Google Play Store. So, but whatever, who cares? I'm dying. It doesn't matter anymore. Nothing matters. All right. Whew. At least I have a voice, so we got that going. And yeah, so this event here for Azur Lane is it's a 7th, so it's a year behind. The game's on par, like as far as like content. So like everyone gets the same content, but we are in the 7th global anniversary, and then I think at the end of next month is the 8th anniversary for Japan. Which is cool, I guess. Hold on here, we're just gonna jump back in. Now it's loaded. So I have logged in only because what I explained last time we did it as well too is these exercises, which are the PvP stuff. So if you want to grind that particular resource that you get from it, you got to do all the exercises. And doing all the exercises is important because you get it reset. So you can hold a max of 10 attempts, and you have to do it. You have to do it. You get 15 basically. So at some point during the day, I have to log in, do my backlog of PvP shit, and then wait till like I think now 9 o'clock is when it resets. Hold on, let me check. I'm not gonna worry about it because it carries over. But yeah, so it resets, and then it resets at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. depending on whatchamacallit, on daylight saving time, right? So so we're gonna gamble on the event stuff. So it's a French event. So these are all French boats, as you can tell by names like La Hardy and Bois Below. And I think there's one more. So there's 3 that are in. Yeah, there's the 3 that are part of the banner only. There's one that you can get through the banner, or you can buyer in the shop with the event currency. Oh, they changed the shop UI. Oh. Okay. We still got our fucking Jucat, which is good. But anyways, yeah, so event currency. So you basically just gotta like constantly replay these stages nonstop. One thing I thought was cool that was like a big not really a UI change, but like a quality of life change, was we're gonna skip it for now. They separated the story stuff from so you can just play through the missions and then watch the story at your own convenience. Now I have missed story events, and the sort of like incentive you get for doing it is you do get like gambling currency and other shit to go along with it. And then sorry, yeah, what was I gonna say too? Events. And then yeah, there is somewhere in here. No. Gotta click on the events. So you hit milestone goals, and then you get a horny French nun as one of the boats that you get. So there's 5 total. We're just gonna gamble until I run out of cash. So in order to roll, you gotta have wisdom cubes, which I have a shit ton of, and then you need gold to do it as well too. Which everything costs gold in this game. That's these two here, oil and gold, are obviously like most important resources in the game. You need oil in order to play events, and then you need fucking gold to gamble, to upgrade, to really do anything. But it is what it is. So we're just gonna stick through. See if we get anything good. See how many rolls it takes. Okay, so we got one. Good sign. We're gonna hear a lot of that because we're gonna roll like a mountain of Kents. And because I fixed the audio, you have to hear what everything I hear now. So, okay, so we got a dupe. Not a bad thing. And then I already got to empty my dock. So hold on a sec here. We got to go to dock. No, we got to go to build again. Sorry. And then we just got to fucking quick retire everything. So yeah, you have limited dock space. Dock space costs gems. And gems are up here. Gems are money. That's like the actual like currency that you have to pay money for. You get it sporadically for free. Like I have 1,000 right now because we got it as part of the anniversary stuff. And then we got like a free Redding wing as well too, which we're gonna use before I end this as well too. We're just gonna gamble through. So this is what I'll do all the time. Is I'll sit here, usually on the phone playing this, but just tap through till I get something. And then I'm probably, weirdly enough, as far as like my odds, not really like. Okay, so we got 2. So we got both of the super rares, which is good. Now we're gonna get fucked on this elite, which is like a 4-star, basically 5-star versus a 6-star. So that's just how shit works. Scrap. So the event also pulls out of like one of these specific pools as well too. So this one's pulling out of the heavy pool, which has, in my experience, like the smallest number of because I gotta manually delete that. Okay, clean it out. Go back and build again. And we're just gonna do this till I run out of cash, essentially, which is fine because it's easy to get. But Okay, so we got a dupe for both of the duels, which is good. What we want. So I have another 3 that I can do because I do have some coins stashed. We're gonna go grab our coins. Go back to build. Let's clean out the fucking dock. Go back to build. Now I have a better, like, because the other one you can buy and hold on, let me go back to build. What the fuck did I just do? Like La Hardy, she doesn't have a rate up on the banner because you can buy her with the event currency, and on the hard level stages she's a drop as well too, is how they usually have that set up. But I just, in my experience, unless it's a Eagle Union, which is the US Navy banner, I have better odds of getting her than I do fucking the purple. Like, it's gonna be a fucking grind to get the purple, so let's see what happens in the next 2. Click, and 1 more to go. We'll see what happens. Click, 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 click. Alright, so not bad, as far as what we got. So I will sporadically, I think it's a 2-week event, I don't know. Usually the global events, I don't want to say they're underwhelming in comparison to the like the Chinese or the Japanese events, but the Japanese one will be like, it'll have like an ultra rare, it'll be like a longer 3-week event for the most part. So but we get better merch for the anniversary stuff, I find, that you have to order from China. So if you're in the States, you gotta pay tariff on that. I don't, I just get fucked on the dollar. That's really what it kind of comes down to. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. So we got what we wanted there, for the most part. That one was gonna be relatively painless. Like, I'll usually just like auto run shit in the background, as far like when I like, this is one of those games that I can sort of just like, that's what I sort of enjoy about Azure Lane, is that it's a game that I don't have to play necessarily. That sounds kind of that sounds like it's a bad way to put it, but it's like, I mean that in the way that like I can, if I want to have something that I can sit down and then like play through a little bit, I can do like some more of like the Operation Siren mode that we showed kind of on the last stream as well too. Oh yeah, there's one more thing we got to do. I forgot about that. Is the Essex minigame. So we love Essex here. So they have a feature in the game where you can retrofit certain ships. No, I don't remember what tab it's under. Hold on. Memento, yeah. Yeah, I don't care. So you can kind of see, like, this will list like all the ships that are available in the game. Now, there's 832. That number is a little bit inaccurate because it doesn't account for collaboration ships. Because obviously, you're not. There's not 100% guarantee you're gonna get collab ships, right? Because like they have like a Hololive one here. They have the Kasuna I one, stuff like that, right? Like Idolmaster. That was before I even started playing the game, and then I have all the other ones for the most part. But like the ones I can't get and the ones I have don't count towards this number now, or the the ships unlocked, but I do have like most of the ships. And then another thing that counts toward it are these retrofits. So these are like upgrades to like existing ships, and there is an Essex one, as you can see here. So it rightfully turns the mascot, like the silly mascot, in my opinion, right? Like the Doro of this franchise, into an ultra rare. So I haven't played the minigame yet, so I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. But we don't have to be successful at it. That's all that matters. So I assume I gotta. Oh, this is something I should play on the fucking phone. You want jet? Want jet? We don't want lemon. I got shafted there. So we're gonna give a dog shit score for this. I need to click. Nope. The lemon is sort of like an Essex specific meme as well too, so that's like one of those things that's like, I guess, a community specific Essex meme is really the word I'm looking for here. There's no timer, so I'm not sure like what I have to do. I guess like run out of heart over there. God damn it. I can't see the mouse. This is also sort of proof that this is like a mobile game through and through, in the sense that like all of the other games we played, with the, I guess, sort of the exception of Arknights. So like Uma Musume, Nikkei, Girls Frontline, all of them do have like a PC client. This one does not. Now there are rumors that that's something that's going to happen, because they're going to be introducing new game modes, and they've been adding a lot of like 3D content to the game too, which I can kind of show you. I don't know when it ends, so we'll pause it for now and move on. But yeah, so that's the minigame. I need to do that. Yeah, collab units are, for the most part, kind of annoying. I'm kind of glad they don't count towards the full game experience, quote unquote, because that kind of sucks. Now, the collabs, for the most part, the ones I played have been pretty good, because there was a Gridman one, 2 Atelier game ones. Like the Ryza one was pretty fun. Fucking a lot of them. I fucking forgot the names of them last time as well too. But I like that one. I like the fucking Ryza one a lot, and even the Atelier Yuma one that we went through this time as well too was actually a lot of fun as well. So I enjoyed that immensely. But anyways, yes. Now we jump into Arknights. Now this one's, so there isn't a dedicated PC client to Arknights, so you still have to emulate it. But what's nice about it is, yeah, see, that's sort of, I agree with that. One of the best win units in Brown Dust is locked behind a collab. Like, for the most part, the collab units in games that I've played have been kind of shit, right? Like, the Ryza ones are good. Like, you can get through a lot of the stuff with it, but Azur Lane isn't one of those games that you really have to kind of, like, worry about things like meta or, like, specific loadouts until you start getting into, like, late game stuff. So there's, like, 15 story chapters in the game. And right now, I am on, I think, the end of 14. And it's a little bit of a pain in the ass because if I want to get if I want to get the 100% units, there's 2 units that are sort of drop only, and they appear on like the final stage of chapter 14 and chapter 15. So you gotta manually play through that chapter a lot with like the hyper specific builds, and then you gotta like make it easy enough that you can autoplay it and then just constantly farm it and farm it and farm it. But anyways, I was saying with Arc Knight, so it still runs on an emulator, but because it's a tower defense game, it's actually a little bit more optimal to play with the mouse. And I have like Google Play the PC version of it, and that's pretty good too. So I logged in to this one too, and I just did a couple like login things just to save the grind a little bit. So what we're going to be playing is this thing here called Contingency Contract. Now, it's called number 3, but this is number 15 of the Contingency Contract. So it went through, we'll call it 2 eras of Contingency Contracts. So the first 12 were listed under what they call we'll call them Operation Era. And then this is the Battle Plan Era. So, what sucks about... So they've changed a lot. Like, the core idea is sort of the same, in that you have, like, a set stage, and then you have these sort of, like, rotate... They used to be rotating stages, but these sort of stages that unlock. And in order to get better rewards, you gotta, like, add things that make it more difficult. And then there's, like a task to get the rewards and shit like that underneath it. There's always a skin. In this case, like this fucking Quartz skin, who's a 4-star unit, shit unit. She's pretty good, but like freebie, easy to get unit that you can just buy from the store. You don't even need to actually like gamble on her or anything like that. And what sucks specifically about the contingency contract stuff is Arc Knights is one of those games that I would say they really put a shit ton of effort into like the soundtrack stuff, the sound side of it, to the point where, and Nikkei sort of did the same thing as well too, where they like they have their own label now, and they release music through that, and you can find it on like iOS and iTunes and Apple Music and Instagram and shit like that. And the coolest songs in the game, in my opinion, are tied to fucking Contingency Contract. Like this one, the Extinguished Shins one, fucks really hard. Like the most popular songs in the game are the first 2, Operation Pyrite and Operation I forget the fuck they called it. I'm gonna look. Just so I'm correct. Operation Blade. So those are the first 2 contingency contracts, and like they have like crossovers with like rhythm games and shit like that too, and at least one or both of those songs will always be in that. And then like all the 6-star units have their own like image song associated with it and stuff like that too. Okay, so I've watched videos on this on both of these because I'm a fucking loser like that. I don't really remember now. All we're gonna really try to do today is get the skin, and then beat this one here. And this one's sort of a silly mission because you gotta like lock yourself down to 1 unit. Yeah, max squad size reduced to 2, and your deployment limits reduced to 1. And so basically we're going to be using one unit to get us what we want here. I'm just trying to see what these are. Grow hills. And then so I don't know what the best setup is for this, but obviously it makes it a little bit more difficult if you're playing it normally. Now, from what I've seen, so the goal of the like beating this one here is you want to like basically bring it so that you can get 620 overall score, and that like each one of these kind of contributes to the score. So the more difficult, the more kind of like face it retarded you make it, the better medal you can get. And hunting down medals is sort of like the thing you want to do in Arknights. And like this one here, you can, that's what it says there. So 600 gets you the medal, and then getting the trimmed medal, which is like the fancy version of it, is tied to getting that extra 20 points on it. Now, from what I've seen, getting that 600 points is sort of like it's goofy. It's sort of a silly way to get it, but we're not really trying for that right now. Plus, I don't have the right. One thing I need is there's a lot of ways to sort of like optimize operators. So one thing I need in order for everything to kind of go 100% is I need to have Gladia here. So they have these things called modules, which can like upgrade and or change things. I need to have this one unlocked, and I gotta complete a task to do it. So in order to complete the task, I gotta beat this stage, SNEX3. That sounds like an easy task. However, that's tied to probably one of the better events in the game as well too, which is this Stultifera Navis event, which also has some of the best music stuff here too. Best UI, I think, in the game as well too. And I am, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I'm stuck on the 10th. So this is like the final stage. Now I could probably cheese it now because this is like a 3-year-old event. Like this was the event running when I started playing the game. And it's considered to be one of the more difficult ones because there's like enemies in it that like have like 100% dodge, and you're like relying on RNG just to fucking kill them and stuff like that. And it's like a lot of like last time I tried it, it was a little too much fucking I had like multitasking and micromanaging like 2 different areas of the map at the same time. And that was like too much for my fucking chipmunk brain. So my hope now is that I can kind of go into it, and then I can just fucking do yeah, I'm gonna cheese it probably, but okay, so we only have to do 2 in order to get the task. This one probably is gonna be pretty easy. Now, the definitive goal, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to how cheesable a map is how well Wizardel works on it. And Wizardel is probably the most broken character in the game right now. So we'll take a couple of those. Because we like broken characters. And then, if I'm not mistaken for this one, I don't know too much as far as like playing it on like lower difficulties, but a lot of this particular event is the enemies will kill themselves, if that makes sense. So my hope is that you know that works as intended. Just trying to think of what else I need to bring. We'll still bring Gladia just in case, and then I need to borrow someone's Weedy. If things are the same as they are at 620, I think this is only like 100. But I'm not a big fan of this particular game mode. So basically, what happens is this little circle here is like a bloodstorm, and it will kill everything for the most part on the map. Now there's like definitely less shit on the map, which is nice. And then we're just gonna kind of now it expands. The more enemies get put into it. Now it does kill you as well too, which is what we don't want. Actually, you know what? We need that guy alive. So these guys die instantly when they go into it. And now this is an object that you can use like pushers and pullers to navigate. So what I'm gonna do is sort of put Weedy down. And then we're just gonna push it. We're gonna nuke this guy. Okay, so apparently I can't push it, which is a bit annoying, but whatever. These bugs are gonna get put into it. It's gonna get bigger, and eventually it's probably gonna hit this little area here, which is good. That's not what I wanted to do either. I wonder if I could pull it. That'd be good. Okay, good, we can. Okay. We'll put that in our little objective. And now this guy here, what he does is he'll pick up this box and then move it. Nah, this guy's probably not gonna make it. Nah, I don't think he's actually gonna make it go up, but yeah. Okay, so this is actually quite easy so far for this particular difficulty map. Now, I'm worried about this guy causing problems, so we're going to block him. Need that storm to get bigger. Now, we are allowed to leak enemies, which is good. We'll leak that guy, and that's fine. This is thankfully like probably the only game mode where like leaking enemies doesn't really like contribute overall to your success or failure, unless you actually like leak all three and then you're fucked. But there we go. Okay, so that was easy. No, we only got 100 out of it. So we got a B score. Now, I think the criteria for these is like 32 in order to get the best one. But okay, so we didn't complete the goal. Shit. Okay, never mind. Okay, so yeah, we gotta do it again. Never mind. We got 100% it. So with that in mind, we'll bring more units, I guess. And then we'll pull it early, because I feel like that was kind of... So, Hey, Claudia. I'm gonna bring Texas, because... Now, enemies do have a damage buff, and we have a health and defense buff as well, too. So. What we'll do is we'll deploy Texas here. Block this guy for a sec. We get some DP, or CP, sorry, what they call it in this game. And then we're gonna move you here. And damage is not really going to matter too much because we can just nuke everybody. And we're going to pull this thing here. And so this guy's going to get killed right as he gets to the circle. Boom. Too easy. Not what I wanted to happen. Oh, so we leaked through there. Because that smaller dude didn't die, so maybe I do have to move Elizabeth a bit lower. Probably here. See what happens. So this guy's not going to get damaged by it. Yeah, so we need bigger storm, and we need Wizard will not die. Holding it was a good thing, so we'll figure that out in a second here. Ah, no, but should we hit with the storm if I put it there? Fuck, okay. So, where we had her was probably the best setup last time. I'm just gonna leave this one guy, fuck it, so. Okay, so Bug survived. He's gonna get one tapped. So if we get this guy to like no damage, then that should kill him when he goes in there. Nope. Damn it. Because we lose 50 attack percentage too, so it doesn't matter. So we do have to rely on that more. Well, let's try this one. So this one, from what I understand, is, like I said, we can only do one unit. And our one unit for this one is going to be a pusher, which is going to be Shaw with their second ability. And basically the idea is we want to push enemies that explode into other enemies that don't explode. Put her here. And eventually this guy is going to walk down here, and by that point her ability should be charged. And then we just fucking bowl him into the next group of guys. Like that. And they explode, and then they explode. Boom. It's all down to timing, basically. And I want these guys both to line up. Like so. So they go boom, and then they go boom, and then those guys are dead. And so this is going to be kind of more of the same. Line them up. Shoot. Explode. And these guys are going to come down now. So they have a ranged attack. And basically they're going to like one tap me if they get too close. So the goal is that I need to get the shot off before they can kill me. That was a little too easy for that. So that one's a little silly, but I'll take silly and easy. to these stages, because that makes things a little bit more fun that way, in my opinion. It's just more fun that way to have a silly game. Alright, so I got us all 3 of those. So, actually, no, we missed one. Shit. Alright, so we gotta do it again. Which one did we miss? The leading operation while using Guerrilla Hero Leader Defense Command and Attack Command.
Like the stone beneath my feet, where the demons fester and pray for our defeat. I see smoke on the hot wind shimmer, souls unrestrained in desperate need of a final hellfire to burn the
I'm just gonna put all of them active. Fuck it. Okay. We'll do it again. We got it this time.
出動します。こちらに火が来ます。皆さん準備してください。
It wasn't that hard. And I bet you, like, conventionally trying to do it is probably fucked. But
了解。
obviously, like, there was a way in mind they had planned for this, right? So.
消火噴射します。
So that fucked everything. So he only freezes. Okay, hold on. So maybe we didn't need that resistance buff one.
出動します。こちらに火が来ます。皆さん準備してください。
Now, so you also don't have to do it all in one go, which is nice too. You just, like, for those tasks they have, like, you can obviously just, like, do one run that's like, oh, only this particular goal, or one run that's only. Sometimes it's like really the only way to do it.
消防規則にのっとり犯行為として処罰する。
Yeah, because these are the guys I need to kill up here, the Herald. So I think I need to have both of them in that same stat bonus. Yeah. Do we need his buddy to come down?
はい。消防規則にのっとり犯行為として処罰する。
Shoot the hose. This guy's still kicking too, which is a bit annoying.
はい。消火噴射します。
Well, that was stupid. But good news is
私に任せてくれ、ドクター。
we have 2 deploy slots. So there's a way we can clean that up afterwards. So try it again.
出動します。
I'll assume that was a fluke
こちらに火が来ます。皆さん準備。
based on my on millimeter level fucking timing.
了解。
Yeah, because that one died that time. But maybe because it's like one explosion or something like that. That's gonna be my cope.
はい。消防規則にのっとり犯行為として処罰する。 消防規則にのっとり犯行為として処罰する。
Yeah, so he survived that one. Never mind, we're good. So we waited the last second and then basically like got the shot off before we died, so it's good. Alright. So that one's pretty easy. Like, and then still didn't count. Alright, I'm not gonna fucking brainstorm it. Too much thinking involved for my liking. Not today. Not for my fever-infected chipmunk brain, please. Anyways, for the most part, that's what contingency contract is. But yeah, what it used to be is instead of having just like, hey, here's these fun little side stages, and there's like one main stage, you had like a shit ton of. It's like here's 5 rotating stages, and then it was like each stage is insanely difficult. It requires like a hyper-specific kind of way to do it, and then you're fucked if you don't do it. Now, what is nice is that hypothetically, if I'm not able to successfully do it, and I do enough of these side stages, you get currency for it. It's like crystallization shit. And you can use these to buy the pennants and buy like the skin that go along with it. This one here for AK is like from like contingency contract, like the 5th operation one. So it has been around for a long time, and there's like all sorts of resources and shit you can buy. Buy the currency because we need it. Money's another one of those things where it's just like a insanely important currency for that one. But yeah. And you can see, I just noticed that too, because for you guys it's blocked by my fucking head, but there's this little combat review thing here you can do too, and you can see your high scores. So as far as like actual effort put into these, I've really only put into the first one, but that's, again, like, my goal is like bare minimum for these. Like, you can, every event has medals. Yeah, with Path to Glory here. So all of them have medal sets, and for the most part, depending on how much effort I want to put into it, I'll try to get 100% into it, right? Like, the last Chinese event, I kind of got stuck on, like, the very last stage that you can possibly get. So, I'm held back on that. Now, however, this is going to get rerun, and then in the rerun, you have, like, one last chance to get any medals you didn't get. So, that one and the fucking stupid Italian event. But yeah, you can see that there are events that, like, I've at least made, like, a serious effort to try to do. This is not an event, this is bullshit, so this is the best we're going to get for it. This is the last Chinese New Year event, so we got all of that, which is pretty cool. Kind of left ourselves in the same setup for that. And part of the reason is that a year later, when the event gets rerun, you've ideally have like put resources into characters that have come out since. There are new characters, like I said, like the Wizardel cheese, quote unquote. We didn't have that for the last Chinese New Year event, so that like made everything trivial going forward and playing it, right? Which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's for the most part. I didn't really have anything planned too much for this one, and that's mainly because I got sick. But this is going to be the shortest video I've done in a while, I'd say. So that's that. I'll probably. I will probably do another Gacha stream next Thursday as well too, and we'll do a little bit more actual gameplay and stuff like that. It'll be a bit more fun. Because we'll do Horse again, we'll do Nikkei as well too. We'll just kind of like grind through fucking daily stuff and Yap and do other shit like that, which should be fun. Tomorrow, we're gonna be playing Wizardry. Now, which one we're gonna be playing specifically is the Labyrinth of Lost Souls, which is The first, so I'll kind of go in. We'll talk about the history of Wizardry as a franchise tomorrow during the stream. But kind of like the quick and dirty of it is Wizardry was like a big kind of like computer RPG series that's been around since like '81, and it was concurrent with things like Might and Magic, where it was like, but it was more bigger emphasis on like the dungeon crawling aspect of it, as opposed to kind of like the grand adventure element. I would say that's something like Might and Magic has a bit more of. Like there's still dungeon crawling, but like there's a whole overworld and shit like that, which you don't really get too much in Wizardry games. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's always been. And then games like Legends of Grimrock and stuff like that are inspired by it, which is also a great game. Maybe one day we'll play it on stream as well too, because I forgot I own that, and I haven't really played it since it originally came out, which I think was about a decade ago now. Right? It's been a long time. Sorry. Since Legend of Grimrock came out. I think there's been like a sequel and maybe a spin-off since, which is kind of cool. But what's notable about Wizardry specifically is that it became really popular in Japan. And then when Surtech, the company that started it, sort of died off in the early 2000s, there was a lot of these Japanese developers that sort of like picked up the franchise and ran with it. And one of the first ones to get localized was a PS3 one called Labyrinth of Lost Souls. So it's sort of the same game. It's sort of like a stripped down, dungeon crawling, hardcore role playing game. There's a second one. Oh, of Grimrock. Yes, you're right. Maybe we'll play that one too. But I kind of like completely forgot about that franchise until like I've like dug up shit when it came to Wizardry again, sort of doing research for tomorrow. But the Japanese ones, yeah. So they still kind of carried on the torch of like a Wizardry franchise. And there's also, maybe I'll play it on here at some point as well too. And there's also a fucking there's a Gacha game that came out late last year for Wizardry as well too, called Wizardry Variants Daphne. And it's fun. The PC, I gotta emulate it again because from what I've read, there is a Steam like PC client for it, and the PC client is busted apparently, and doesn't look like it's been fixed anytime since it came out earlier this year. So maybe we'll kind of skip around that because I found playing on BlueStacks was fairly functional, and I did play through it that way. And the big notable thing with a lot of those games is there's a permadeath aspect. So like you get so far, RNG fucks you in the ass. All your characters die, and then you start a new party and then try to grind your way back to your other characters so you can pick up all the loot and shit like that, and then hope you don't get RNG to death going forward as well too. And from my understanding, now I haven't experienced it playing it, and no one's really given me a affirmative or a negative to it, but apparently is permadeath for a gacha game. Now that would be really fucking annoying if it was like permadeath for like any of like the banner characters and stuff like that, because it is not a generous game when it comes to rolls and stuff like that. Like you can find corpses in the game and you can use that as like currency for rolling, but it only applies to like there's like 3 tiers of characters. There's like the legendary characters. There is we'll call them named characters. So there's like basic party members you can use, and they have a name and shit like that, and their own dialogue. And then there's just like generic character where it'll be like elf cleric, dwarf thief, beastman, a soldier, or something like that, right? And then I could see those maybe having permadeath applying for it, because like at least those first 2 tiers, it's easy to get a lot of them. But I digress. But anyways, we're playing Labyrinth of Lost Souls, which is the first Japanese one to get localized. It was originally a PS2 game. It got ported to PC. It's originally from 2009, so it's a bit older. It's a bit dated. But I digress. I remember playing it on the PS2 and having fun with it to a point before I wanted to fucking gouge my eyes out because it got frustrating. So we'll see how long that takes to get to that point. I'm also seeing, just because I have Steam open on the other screen now, but there was a remake of the original Wizardry, and that one apparently it's good, but apparently it's good in the way that there is sort of like some quality of life enhancements, but then there's not enough quality of life enhancements, so it's a little fucky. But anyways, we'll play that tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be in better condition, so we'll yap a bit more with that. And then, maybe we'll play through that on Fridays for a little bit going forward. And then Saturday is going to be more Stellar Blade. Should be good. We got through the first area in Stellar Blade. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch, but I kind of just yapped about Dark Souls for the most part, just because I was playing through that at that stage. But we're kind of at like the first like open world area of the game. Now it is New Game Plus, so a lot of the side quests and a lot of the more kind of like exploring and finding items sort of thing like that. I've already done that in the first playthrough, so I want to say it trims a lot of fat in terms of having like a streamlined experience, but that was sort of what I was going for. So we'll play more of that. I'll do the Scarlet boss fight on hard at some stage as well too, because I said I was going to do it last week, but I forgot. But yeah, so that's sort of the lineup for that. And then we'll be back for a couple more Thursdays while it's still August, to kind of just like, rip some streams and shit. I think next weekend. Yeah, so the 23rd we're not going to have a stream just because there is some personal shit I got to deal with. But I digress, doesn't matter. We're going to have 21st, 22nd, and then 28th, 29th, 30th going into Labor Day weekend and the start of the school year. Not that it really applies to me as a grown-ass man, but the official end of summer has an idea, not so much as a season. We got at least a few more streams lined up, so I'll have those set up. You can always click on notify me on the actual videos if you go into my page and then go under live. So I'll try to be a little bit more on the ball with having those set up early, just that way if you do want to catch a stream and you forget about it or something like that, you can always just click that and then get the post when I go live. But other than that, we're good for now. I think that's really all I have the throat power to continue doing. So have a good night, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 for some wizardry. So take care. Bye bye.